I have a publishing strategy, and I'm not going to go through it all right now. It would be quite boring. But of course, it emerged. It wasn't designed. It emerged. And but I had an image of 20 years of becoming extremely capable verbally and mathematically. And that culminated in getting into MIT and all that stuff and doing AI there, 1966, a little early. I interviewed with IBM. And he asked me for my programming background, and I talked about Conniver and Prolog in List 1.5. And then after about 2 minutes of me spouting off about that, he went back to the question and said, well, now tell me about your programming background. He didn't recognize any of it. He's such an idiot. But at any rate, the next 20 years, I intended to live an interesting life. And I managed, not by plan, but by paying attention to lateral opportunities, and for each deed I did, how that could change my identity to let me try for bigger problems. And so I ended up with 6 careers during that 20 years, and it was an interesting life. And then at age 40, I said, okay, I'm going to be dead. I could be dead soon. Some of my friends died at 40 or around thereabouts. So from 40 to 60, I had to write down that great experience of life, and the best things I had learned, best things I had done, the best things I'd seen other people learn and other people do, and the best things I hadn't learned yet and wanted to learn and hadn't done yet and wanted to do. And so I wrote it all down, and I was smart enough, and this was, again, I slipped into it, I didn't plan it. I was smart enough to say, make it totally accurate, make it totally honest, make it modest about how correct it may be and its basis in data and evidence, and make it very wonderfully precise and both emotionally accurate and cognitively accurate, and therefore probably unpublishable. So do 20 years of unpublishable writing to get the stuff down accurately. And so by 60, I had gotten it down accurately. And now from 60 to 80, my task is to then make forms of that, pieces of it that combine, like a Glass B game, Hermann Hesse, Das Glas Perlenspiel, that combine for ordinary people to improve their lives. Now I've taught at the University of Chicago, I've taught at Beijing University, I've taught at Keio University. And so I know who the enemy are, the professors and eliteness. And as Goethe demonstrated with his painting of the devil a century and a half ago, the devil in every era wraps himself in a cloak of expertise. Those are Goethe's words, translated from German. And so I know who the enemy is. And so I didn't kiss the ass of the academics and their stupid models and theories, nor did I kiss the ass of ignorant managers in business with their greeds and rushes to self-promote and make themselves look important when everyone knows they're not important. We're going to have hermaphroditic women very soon, so that men become not only unnecessary, but actually a social evil. They get rid of us. I've had several female acquaintances who thought that I would be a good place to start. What am I talking about? Oh, my publishing strategy. And so it ended up 13 levels or 14 levels, which you can get anywhere on the web. Richard Tabor Greene's publishing strategy. You can get it all over the web. And but basically, it's a waterfall, a cascade from 3 masterworks. And so I started the middle layer first, which is creativity sciences. It came from research projects I did at the University of Chicago, the Excellent Science Research Project. And then I went up from that and then down from that, and cascading these levels and cascading up until the top, next to the top level is 3 masterworks. These are things that will be read 200 years from now, I believe. And certainly, having read 4,000 books that compete with them on the same topic, I'm very confident that my books will be around longer than any of those 4,000 competing books. And then one layer above that is 2 of those won national prizes the minute they were published. One of them won the Deming Prize for Sekisui Chemical in Japan, and the other one, 10 years later, won the Baldrige Award for Xerox Palo Alto Research Center when I was at Xerox. And they did that by democratizing the distribution of high technologies, using total quality methods, not for statistics and process control, but using it for low cost, low risk, speedy delivery across the whole workforce of brand new technologies that in America are delivered by PhDs from MIT and Stanford that make it snobby and mathematic and elite and risky, so that Unimation robots killed the operator half the time and did the job half the time. And Pana robots that destroyed Unimation robots, invented by the whole workforce in Panasonic when I was there in a company-wide campaign, were so easy to learn and so reliable and so safe that only idiots from MIT bought Unimation robots, and they ended up, half of them dead every 5 years.